Hello everybody, my name is Dareloth. If you're new, welcome to the channel. If you are old, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do something a little bit unscripted for you guys and just talk about the news that we got hit with yesterday. So, the Elder Scrolls Legends got the final nail in the coffin yesterday, essentially. The Elder Scrolls Legends now has 3 death marks. So, the first death mark dropped on October 8th, 2019, when the Invade expansion, The Jaws of Oblivion, was released. That update killed the game for many people. The Invade mechanic was extraordinarily toxic to play against, and people hated it. I actually got back into the game during Invade, but the Invade mechanic was really something that pissed a lot of people off. 2 months after that, on December 6th, 2019, we have our second death mark, which was when the game officially went into maintenance mode, which is where we've been for the past about 5 years now. Yeah, just kind of processing that is crazy. The game has been in maintenance mode for 5 years, which means that we have not gotten a significant update or a balance patch for the Elder Scrolls Legends in quite a long time. On December 6th, 2019, we also got the Tamriel collection, which was dropped on us, which were, I want to say, 15 to 18 cards that were generally all fairly powerful, except for a few, I guess. But there were some cards that were in desperate need of balance that got dropped on us on the day that the game went into maintenance mode, and they never got balanced. So that was kind of a thorn in the side of a lot of players, myself included. But a lot of us continued playing on because we loved this game, even though there were broken mechanics that got dropped on us, and a few monthly cards had been released after the game had went into maintenance mode that were in desperate need of balance as well. But none of that mattered to a lot of the hardcore fans for Legends, because the Legends community has been, I won't say thriving, but the Legends community has stayed strong over the past 5 years. And I have been uploading content on my channel for about a year now, over a year, trying to draw up hype for the Elder Scrolls Legends again. And, we got, I want to say, a handful of people on board, but it's never really enough. You make a video with 3,000 views trying to tell somebody that they should download and play the Elder Scrolls Legends. The fact of the matter is there's only going to be a small percentage of people that actually do go and download it. So I've tried to be a champion for this game where I could, but clearly it was not enough, unfortunately. So fast forward from December 6th, 2019, we now arrive at November 1st, 2024. Legends actually did receive an update, and this would happen occasionally because the game, again, was in maintenance mode, so sometimes they do minor tweaks and whatnot. But we were actually greeted with a message when we opened the game, which is new and kind of exciting. But the more that you read the message, really in the first sentence, the worse it becomes, and you realize that the end is nigh. So, the message read, an update to the Elder Scrolls Legends. The Elder Scrolls Legends servers will permanently shut down on January 30th, 2025. From now until January 30th, 2025, all items in the store and entry into in-game events will be available for 1 gold each, so you can enjoy all the content Legends has to offer. On that date, servers will be shut down and the game will be inaccessible. Thank you for playing, and we hope you have enjoyed your time in Legends. So, our third death mark for the game, November 1st, 2024, directly translates to our final nail in the coffin, which will be January 30th, 2025. Pretty crazy news, all things considered, right? I can't say that I'm totally shocked by this. So I've seen this coming for a little bit, to be fully honest with you, and it's mostly because of the release of Elder Scrolls Castles. So Bethesda Game Studios is now in charge of maintaining 3 servers for online games, mobile games, excuse me. So Blades, Legends, and Castles. Not to mention Fallout Shelter as well, so that's 4. You also take into account Fallout 76, which has the Atom Store that people are going to be paying for quite a bit, and Blades and Castles are chock full of microtransactions. Same thing with Fallout Shelter, but Fallout Shelter I think kind of has its community, and it's a fairly low maintenance game, right? Of those 5 games, so Legends, Blades, Castles, Shelter, 76. Legends is clearly the least profitable. If you ask anybody from the Elder Scrolls Legends community about how much money they've spent on the game, I guarantee you it will be under $40 per person. Because one of the biggest failings of the Elder Scrolls Legends as a money-making game is the fact that it is so free to play. You have access to essentially every single card in the game. Granted, you have to open card packs, but you have access to all these cards for free with the in-game currency, which is extraordinarily easy to get. If you just win 3 matches, you get a bag of gold, which is the in-game currency. You get a free card. And if you play through the story missions, you get a bunch of gold on top of that, which is super, super fun to get. Whenever you level up, you get gold. So they made the game so free to play that I think they lost money on it initially, which is why the game got canceled after just 2 years. And yeah, it's a big shame because I think that it's one of the biggest virtues about the game, but it's also something that's unsustainable from a business aspect. Another thing that a lot of people might not know is they removed all the Legends merchandise from the Bethesda store not too long ago. And this is something that, like, I like to look at the Bethesda merchandise store because they sometimes have really cool stuff on there. And I'm not like a whale that's going to be buying a whole lot of their stuff, but I bought their D&D dice, for example, their Ebonheart Pact D&D dice. And so I'm always looking for like cool stuff that they have for like a reasonable price. And they used to have Legends shirts, and they used to have a Legends mug on there. And those are now totally gone from the store. So I noticed that today, actually. I logged on to check it, but I did see that those were out of stock for a long time, and now they're just completely removed, which is a sign of the times, I suppose. So that's just something that kind of hinted at me that this game was going to be shut down. And yeah, as much as I've tried over the past year, you know, it really was not enough, I guess, to draw up enough hype in the community to get this game going. I'd always had dreams of trying to get Pete Hines to do an interview with me or something like that and talk about his time on the game, but I don't know if that would have ever panned out or come to fruition. So maybe now that the game is closing, I could get in contact with some people and talk to them about working on the game and just the general life cycle of things, how they designed cards. You know, that's something that I would always, even after the game fully goes away, I would still be down to do that. As a community, I think that the best thing that we can do during this time is just to make the next 3 months the best time that we can. So they've given all of us full access to every single card, basically, for making everything only cost 1 gold. So this is my final call out to people who have not yet downloaded the Elder Scrolls Legends. If you want to, the game will be up for 3 more months. Everything is essentially free. You can buy 60 card packs, which have 6 cards each, plus some legendaries attached, for 1 gold, which you get about 15 to 50 for every 3 wins. Essentially, you can get a full collection in like just a few minutes of logging on. So I highly recommend that if anybody has wanted to try the game, but you feel like you're going to be too out of the meta because you don't have cards, that's not that's not an option anymore. You can't say that because now you have access to every single card. Play around with the game. Have fun. All the storylines are unlocked for 1 gold each as well. So you can download the game if you just want to play story. You can do that. The storylines are pretty cool. I think the Isle of Madness is probably my favorite, followed by Clockwork City. Not a big fan of the Fall of the Dark Brotherhood, to be honest with you. And I have my issues with the Forgotten Hero campaign, which is the main campaign, but I think all of them have something that could be super interesting to you if you're an Elder Scrolls fan. I wanted to do a quick recount also of my time with the Elder Scrolls Legends. So when I first found out about this game, I was 16 years old. I was in high school. And I remember seeing the art, and it looked really, really nice. And it was a new Elder Scrolls project. At this time, this was the first Elder Scrolls game to come out since ESO. And a lot of people didn't really consider ESO to be canon because it was made by ZeniMax Online instead of Bethesda Game Studios. Well, with Legends, this game looked like it was going to be attached to Bethesda Game Studios much closer, because Pete Hines seemed to have a high level of involvement with this project, despite the game being worked on by a studio called Dareloth Digital. So, I was very excited for this game. I thought that we were going to be getting new lore to progress the storyline further. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything that happened post-Skyrim, but we did get some cool little lore tidbits here and there. So I was in it mostly for the lore. Little did I know that when I played the game, I would actually fall in love with the gameplay, the art style, the combat, everything about it. I just loved the game when I logged on. And I'm someone who's never played a CCG prior to this, really. I played Pokemon when I was a kid, but I didn't know how to do it. I just collected the cards because I thought they were cool. I've never played Hearthstone before, for example, so played a little bit of Gwent in The Witcher, but that's about it. I'm not a CCG kind of guy. This game changed that about me, though. I really loved the strategy aspect of it, the synergies between cards, all the references back to the prior Elder Scrolls games. Like, I felt like I was playing a real Elder Scrolls project. And the fact that it was so closely tied with Elder Scrolls Online as well through the art style, like all the armors that characters are wearing in Legends are the same armor motifs that were used in ESO at the time. So it looked like the artists were very closely connected, if not the same people. And yeah, it just had a very, very cool feel about it. I don't know. I really fell in love with the game. So I played it in open access or closed beta. I don't even remember what it was. But I downloaded it on my terrible little school computer because we had bring your own device at my school. And I played it there. Made a terrible deck, probably, but I had a lot of fun playing it. I remember staying up late on my computer playing it, and then I waited until it fully came out, and I downloaded it on my phone, and the rest was history. I fell in love with the game at the time. Again, I was never super good at it. I played a lot of casual back in the day, and I had this one mage list that was like, again, probably terrible, but yeah, it was a good time back in the day. We had several expansions come out over the years. I remember being around for the Houses of Morrowind expansion and the Heroes of Skyrim expansion. Those were the first two. Those card packs were really fun. They added a lot of new versatility. The Houses of Morrowind added tricolors, which I know it was controversial with some people, but I was a big fan of them. I thought that they kind of opened up the synergies for different colors to work with one another. So Houses of Morrowind gets a thumbs up for me. I also really like a lot of the cards in that expansion. But around this time, I sort of checked out from Legends. I stopped playing it for the Alliance War update and for the Moons of Elsewhere expansion. And this was mostly just because I was busy. I had graduated high school at this point. I was working a job that was very early in the morning. I was going to college. So Legends sort of fell into the background for me. Until the Jaws of Oblivion update came out. And that was, like I said, or maybe I didn't mention this already, but October 8th, 2019 was when the Oblivion expansion released, and that's when I got back into Legends. I was very, very excited to see all of these Oblivion-themed cards show up in the game, and I was very, very excited to play with the invade mechanic because it was genuinely so much fun. It just felt terrible to play against. So I got back into Legends, and at this point is actually when I started watching YouTubers talk about this. So I was a big fan of Ian Bits back in the day, big fan of Justin Larson at this time, big fan of Dragon Tamer Blade. Unfortunately, Justin at this point, and I think Charmer as well, had kind of checked out from making content about the game during this expansion, for the most part anyway. And I had kind of a backlog of videos that I had to watch from these guys once the game officially got canceled on December 6th, 2019. So while I was at my university after this, I spent a lot of my time grinding Legends. When I was in classes during COVID-19, I used to play Legends on my phone while the professor talked. It's actually how I got to Legend the first time, was sitting in one of my classes, and I had this Dagoth deck that I actually played against Thin White Duke the other day. And that took me all the way to Legends. So I've had kind of an on and off relationship with Legends, but over the past, I would say, 5 years since 2019, I've been very invested in the community. And I finally graduated college got back to my folks' house here, and I'd realized that there weren't a whole lot of people making Legends content anymore. There was Sly Boogie was still at it, and Vincenzo, I think, started around the same time that I did. But really, in the community at large, there weren't a whole lot of people making videos on Legends anymore, and I thought that was a shame, because I really enjoyed watching those old school streamers and content creators make content out of the game. So I forget when the date was exactly, but I decided that I would take a stab at it. I finally had a computer. I was a console gamer for a very long time, so I bought my first PC, and I had this editing software, and so I decided that I would just hook it up and start playing some decks. And a lot of my decks at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of my uploads, were stuff that I just enjoyed playing myself, or funny decks that I'd come up with, and the content flow was really fun and easy, and I was very, very happy that, we had a small community of people that were still willing to show up to watch Legends. So I kind of tried to pour my heart and soul into it after that, and I made several videos themed around Legends. A lot of them didn't get a whole lot of views, unfortunately, but like my video about the unhinged cards in Legends, that was just a passion project because I liked that. I made a video explaining keywords for new people that might come to play the game. I made a video talking about the state of balance in the game in 2023. I made a video talking about why you should play Legends, all this kind of stuff. I've been trying to champion this game for over 365 days now online, and unfortunately, I couldn't do it. We all gave it our best go, but I just really wanted to talk about my experience with the game and tell you how we got to this point in at least my point of view. I know there's a lot of people that may or may not have mixed feelings about the type of content that I've made on Legends over the past little while, but I know that I know that I tried my very best to make entertaining content for you guys, and I'm hoping that we can stick together for the next 3 months and just have the best time that we can with this game while we have it. I've heard that Night Dark Wolf, who is a person prevalent in the community on Discord, is working on making a copy of Legends. So if you guys are not in the Elder Scrolls Legends Discord, please do join that below. I'll have it linked in the description for you. And there are tournaments that happen every once in a while. So there is talk about me and Thin White Duke, who's another Elder Scrolls Legends YouTuber, becoming commentators for one of the matches, which is going to be interesting because I play fairly off-meta stuff. So at the very least, it should be entertaining to watch. But yeah, we definitely have a lot of content planned for the next 3 months. I'm going to be trying to do everything that I can to have fun decks on the channel and just put out more Legend stuff while we have it. So I know that many of you that are subscribed are here for the lore side of this channel, and I promise you that will continue. I have a video planned on the Clockwork City to come out soon. That's why I've been streaming Elder Scrolls Online. But yeah, that's going to be the long and short of it. So I hope that you guys that are here for lore will maybe check in and just try out the game a little bit, or click on one of the videos. I don't know, leave me a comment. It could be a mean comment even if you want. But yeah, if you guys would please, I haven't done this in a long time, but I used to do questions at the end of my video, and I kind of forgot to do those for a long time. So if you guys would please leave below your favorite memory from the Elder Scrolls Legends, I would greatly appreciate it as a comment. I've been Dareloth, and I hope that I'll see you on the other side. Peace out.